To get started for our 20-minute full body, body weight class only, you're gonna be down on your mat, seated with your legs crossed in front of you. Now, feel free to grab a pillow or anything you need to sit up on to take any tension out of the hips or the lower back as needed. And beginning here, you're gonna take your spine, feeling it lifting nice and tall from the base of your pelvis, your sits bones, all the way to the crown of your head. And you're gonna keep those shoulders really wide and open. And you're gonna take your hands just slightly off to the side here so the fingertips are touching. Let's take a breath in here through the nose. So pulling that air down into the bottom of your lungs, your diaphragm gets to expand. When you slowly exhale, we're gonna just gently feel that connection of lift up from the base of your pelvis through the pelvic floor, all the way up through the abdominals to the top of the head. Good. Now, as we're doing that breathing this time, let's inhale, lift an arm to the ceiling, just right here by your ear. Now, exhale, we're going to take a little side bend. So that hand on the ground on the mat's going to support your body weight. Let's inhale, come up, keep the arm by your ear to repeat that side. So you're going to think up through the spine before curving it. Inhale, find your way all the way back into the center, weight on both sits bones. Exhale, let the top arm really stay long and reach. Good, we're gonna do two more. You're making a crescent moon shape. You're gonna focus on reaching those ribs up toward the ceiling. Nice, and then let's take that one more time. Good, come back to vertical. We're gonna lower this arm down. We're gonna lift the opposite one as you inhale. Exhale, take the side bend, relax that bottom shoulder. We're gonna try to take tension out of the neck as we're doing this. So we're gonna focus here through the center of your torso. The spine and the ribs are separating. Nice. And we'll do that 3 more times. I like to do the lift, then the over. Good, and then let's take 2 more. Great, let's do 1 more. Feel that little bit of extra reach there at the end. Good. Now, I'm gonna turn to my side here. We're gonna uncross your legs. Just have them out in front of you, knees bent. We're gonna place your hands lightly behind your thighs. You're gonna sit up tall again on those sits bones. We're just gonna do a little rolling back of the pelvis. So you're gonna breathe in. You wanna start with the pelvis rolling back, like you're gonna tilt the bowl of the pelvis backward. You're gonna spill it, and inhale, you're gonna bring it back to vertical so it's nice and balanced. Again, but we wanna use the abdominals here to make that tilt begin with. As you're tilting, if you go far enough back, you'll start to feel a little bit of work in the backs of your legs. We wanna do that so your feet don't fly up. And let's do about 4 more. Good, so your whole spine will be influenced. It'll gently round as you're rolling back. And you can see I'm just gonna let my hands slide down the backs of my thighs here just to guide me into this as we're warming up. And exhale, hip bones roll back. Good, let's do 1 more. Very nice. Now, I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit because we are gonna eventually roll all the way down. So let's try that now. So we're gonna breathe in, exhale, start with the pelvis rolling, let the hands slide, and we're gonna roll all the way down onto your back. You're gonna come into a position of your spine where it's neutral. You've got a little pocket of space here. Hands are just gonna gently press into the mat. Collarbones are wide, neck easy. Breathe in. You're gonna exhale, we're gonna take a bridge. We're gonna lift here the pelvis and the spine as 1 unit. And then let's lower down as we inhale, so we just crease at the front of the hips. Again. Lower. Good, we're gonna take that for 10. Now, as you're lifting, we want the pubic bone to be the highest point here on the torso. Knees are gonna keep pointing over the feet, so they're not rotating out or in, they're just 2 parallel lines. Good. Let's do 5 more. Great, let's stay up this time.
Let's see if we can take one arm to the ceiling and do a little reach overhead with it. Bring it up and lower it to the mat and change. Alternate. Trying to sustain the height of the pelvis. Good, 4 more. And let's do one more here. Very nice. And then lower all the way back down to the mat. Good. Okay, now from here, we're gonna breathe in. On your exhale, let's take the pelvis. We're gonna just gently tilt it upward toward the rib cage. So we just have a connection through the abdominals. Let's take a leg up off the mat and then pick up the other leg. Now let's lower one leg down. We're gonna keep that connection through the abdominals, put it flat on the floor, and then the other leg. And then we're gonna repeat that, but lift the opposite leg first. Up. Now exhale before the leg comes up. Inhale, lower the leg down. Exhale, lower the other leg down. Let's go back to that first leg again. So we have an inhale, pick it up. Exhale, pick it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lower. Let's do one more time. And down. And down. Okay, now we're gonna lift a leg. We're gonna lift the other, stay there. Now we're gonna breathe in. Let's exhale, nod the head, round up, hover the arms. Inhale, lay down, roll through the spine. Let's do that 5 times. Nod your head, lift for 2. And as you're coming up, you just wanna look straight through at the knees or right above them. Good, that will really help your head and neck positioning. 4. And then if you are feeling any tension through the neck, you can always place the hands behind. That will make it work a little bit more through the abs, but we're gonna stay up this time. Now, if you've got an arm reaching, let's do one arm reaching. Let's just pump this arm. We're gonna inhale for 5 as we're pulsing the arm and exhale. Let's do that 5 sets. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, exhale. Inhale through the side of the ribs, exhale. Find those abdominals more. 2 more sets. And exhale. 1 more set. Exhale. Okay, can you stay up? Switch your arms. We've got 5 with this side. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just doing that classic 100. Building endurance. And exhale. Inhale. Lots of coordination also. 2 more sets. Last time. Good, very nice. Can you reach both arms for the final rounding up? Roll down, lower one leg, then the other. Very good. Okay, let's go on to laying on your side. We're gonna do a little side hip work now. So you can always put a pillow or block under your head if you'd like. We're gonna try to make sure that the pelvis and the ribs are lined up, so you can use the back of your mat to help you find that alignment. And we're gonna go ahead and just straighten both of your legs out. So we're gonna have them straight and in line with your body. I'm just gonna bend my bottom arm here underneath me. Let's keep a little bit of a lifted quality up through the waist here so you're not sinking into the mat, the obliques are working. We're gonna take the top leg only and just do a little lift with it. We're gonna flex, pull it down. That's right. So just right where the leg meets the pelvis is where you wanna lift from. So that's why it's not very big, because if I lifted my leg too high, I'd have to also move other parts of my body. And right now, we just really wanna isolate and strengthen these muscles here at the side of your hip. Let's go 2 more. And then we're gonna keep your leg up on the last one. So feel free to always bend the bottom knee if you need more stability and support. But what we're gonna do is take a small circular motion with the top leg. Now it needs to be small because our focus is circling our leg inside the hip joint. And again, maintaining that stability through the rest of our body. Let's do 2 more in this direction. And 1 more. Reverse that now. Just doing little exhales to keep my stability, to match my movement. Good. Last one. lower your leg. Nice. Now let's do one more exercise here where both of our legs are going to be straightened together. It won't be very big, but we're going to take the top leg and hold it at this height, that hip height. Now let's see if we can just lift the bottom leg here a little. It doesn't even have to touch the top leg. But what we want to do is feel that inner thigh of the bottom leg working to lift. That's going to also have our obliques working. Very good. And I know that top hip's working a lot. And 2, and 1. Very nice. Lower both legs. Bend both knees. Let the top leg kind of fall forward so we can just kind of give it a little bit of a lengthening, kind of a stretching feeling. Now go ahead and reach your top arm in front of you. Let's add some rotation for the spine here. This one feels really nice, kind of like you're wringing out your spine. We're going to exhale, rotate toward the opposite direction. And then we're going to inhale, come forward, bring the arm in front of you. Let's do that again. Neck is open. And forward. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Lift, open and rotate. Why don't you stay here for one inhale and stay for an exhale so you can go a little bit further in that rotation. And then bring the arm forward with your body weight, lower it in front of you. And then let's stack your legs and make our way to the other side. So we'll set up to do that same sequence here. So you're going to begin with both legs straight, but you can also have the bottom leg slightly bent if needed. I'm just going to do my straight leg version. Okay, so we're going to do point, lift the top leg, little flex, reach the heel out lower. So we've got the waist slightly lifted. We've got that support of the breath. Good. Here's thigh. Feel length across the front of the hip and work here at the side. Let me see you stay up this time with the leg. Feel free to bend the bottom knee if needed. Here we go. Little circles. So we have mobility through the hip joint, stability through the rest of our body. Let's do 4 more. And 1. Reverse that now. 2 more. And 1. Very good. Lowering your leg for a moment. Now see if you can straighten your bottom leg again. Now we're going to lift the top leg up, hold it. We're going to exhale, take that bottom leg, reach, and just, even if it's a little lift, that's plenty. Because everyone is going to be able to lift their legs slightly differently. And 3. So it may not look exactly like mine. That's okay. It's going to be unique to you, just like every movement. 5. 3 more. I know that top leg's still active. 2. And 1. And come down, rest. Nice. Bending both knees. Let's take this nice rotation here. Top leg comes forward, arm reaches out. Inhale, lift the arm to the ceiling. Exhale, go ahead and rotate. Now we don't want to arch your spine too much, so let the hips rotate with you a little bit so we don't create excess tension. Now we're going to breathe in. Exhale, feel the support of the abdominals pulling you forward, right? It's that breath connection we can create. Let's lift the arm. Exhale, rotate and open. I've got to bend my elbow a little bit here so I don't hit my wall. Hopefully you don't hit anything in your home. Good. Let's do that one more time. And rotate. Stay, breathe in. Exhale. And then let's come back up and return to the center. Very nice. Bring your leg in. Let's go into the hands and knees next. We're going to keep your knees bent. They're going to stay right under your hips here. And let's begin by making sure we're feeling nice and stable through the upper body, like we're pressing the ground away from us. We're going to breathe in. Let's curl the toes under because we're going to push into our hands and feet. Hover your knees just about 2 inches from the ground and then inhale, lower. Good, so we're gonna feel the legs working, the whole upper body, and all of that work through our torso, through our core as we exhale, because we wanna stabilize with the core now. Nice. And good, let's do 3 more. Exhale, press and hover, lower, and exhale, press and hover, lower, and 1 more. Very good. Now, walk those knees back just a couple more inches, and we're gonna do a little modified plank position. So we're gonna shift the pelvis forward, bring the weight of our upper body over the hands. Now we're gonna do a slightly angled out elbow position. So we're gonna inhale, lower down, only as far as you can maintain your alignment. Exhale, big push away. Good, so we're gonna be careful the head doesn't drop. It just moves with the rest of your body. Now we're gonna think, push the ground away here, exhale. Good, inhale. So now we're gonna think core. And 3. Very nice. 2. Let's go ahead and do 1 more. Good, shift back and round. Nice. Now, let's take this into a cat stretch. So walking your knees a little bit closer again, so the knees are right underneath the hips. We're gonna start in this long neutral spine. We're gonna breathe in. We're gonna round our spine from our tailbone first. We're gonna round and curl the pelvis under. Up through the ribs, push the ground away from you again. Easy head and neck. So I'm looking between my knees. I'm gonna breathe in. And then exhale as I lengthen my spine out to neutral. Now see if it feels good to do a little arch here. So I'm going to emphasize my breastbone reaching forward and up, and my head's barely gonna move. Just gonna move a little bit. We don't want it all in the neck. So again, let's exhale, round. We wanna use our abdominals here to round up through the pelvis. So the hip bones are coming up, the tailbone's curling under, and I'm gonna breathe in here to my back, let it expand open. And then exhale as you elongate through the spine. Now the abdominals are gonna lengthen, the ribs are gonna separate. We're gonna open the chest and shoulders. And let's do that 2 more times. Exhale. Feel knees and hands pushing away from the floor. Breathe in here. Work the breath. Exhale. Let the sits bones flare apart and arc toward the ceiling. Let's do this 1 more time and exhale. Breathe in. And then exhale once again as you articulate your spine back out. Very good. And come back to your neutral. Okay, let's come back to the seated position where we started today. And I'm gonna turn to the side here because what we're gonna work on now is just doing a little cool down. So again, from a vertical spine and neutral position, we're gonna breathe in. Exhale, just go ahead and round forward, letting your hands slide down in front of you. And let's breathe in there. And then exhale, we're gonna drag the hands in just a little bit. I want you to lengthen the spine out. This is what we just worked on, the hands and knees. Now we're gonna take one arm forward, just barely off the ground, the fingertips are reaching. I'm gonna open this arm side. Now I'm gonna rotate my spine that direction. I'm gonna push my hand on the ground down into the floor to help me get a little more rotation there. Good, and then come back to center. And now our spinal muscles will be working a bit too. Let's switch hands. So just barely reach the finger forward, so my spine is on a diagonal. Now we open the arm first. We kind of feel a pushing away from this hand on the ground. We wanna open the chest too. And it also gives you a nice little chest stretch. Let's do it again. Switching hands, open arm first, now rotate the spine. Feel the back line of your body active. Come back to center. One more time. Arm goes forward, opens. Push away, rotate, turn. Feel the rib cage coming around. Good, center. Let's bend the elbows, round the spine. Slide the hands in, stack your spine back up, open the shoulders, crown of the head to the ceiling. And you
are all set for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking care of yourself, and I will see you on our next class together.